After learning how long Aiza's thawing period was once he was born thanks to Piccolo, which was 10 times the length of Frieza's by the way, Vegeta begins to fight himself by transforming into a Super Saiyan 3. In Chapter 2 of Dragon Ball AF, Down in Hell, Frieza seems pretty pleased by his son's strength as he and Piccolo watch the Z Fighter struggle against this new opponent. Looks like he's growing up splendidly. Such an adorable child, Frieza says, and even if this is how he's finally able to get revenge on the Saiyans, so be it. Back on Earth, Gohan is finally doing the math and realizing just how much stronger this guy is than Frieza, who gave them such a hard time in the past. Piccolo, however, tells him that although he has a very bad feeling about this, they shouldn't hesitate to fight him all at once together. Gohan says he understands because he also has a really bad feeling about this. Gohan tells Vegeta that they'll all help out too, but of course, Vegeta's pride would never allow him to accept help from others in a fight, so he tells them to just keep quiet and watch. Looks like Aiz is ready to continue their battle as well, with Vegeta giving Aiz his props, calling him more than capable and saying that he underestimated him at first. The fight kicks back off with Super Saiyan 3 Vegeta's speed picking up even more than before, but there's something kinda off-putting about Aiz. He may be holding his own against Super Saiyan 3 Vegeta, but it's clear one of them is exerting a lot more effort than the other. Vegeta tosses a blast at Aiz, who easily maneuvers around it and appears beside Vegeta, landing an elbow to the face. Now it's Aiz whose speed has skyrocketed more as he launches Vegeta across the battlefield and appears behind him and sends him crashing into the ground. Don't tell me that that's the extent of your power, Aiz says as he appears standing over Vegeta. If so, quite disappointed. Vegeta tells them that this isn't all his power as he gets back to his feet and makes a pretty interesting decision. I never thought I'd have to use this to deal with the likes of you, Vegeta says as he calls out to Trunks and deploys a capsule and pulls out a weapon that it's been quite a while since we've seen. Fire this at me, he tells Trunks as he tosses the Blitzwave gun at him. It's a Blitzwave generator that I had Bulma make, meaning that it's time for Vegeta to have his awakening once again. Trunks goes ahead and points the Blitzwave machine at Vegeta and fires, causing his tail to grow back and transforming him into a golden great ape. Vegeta instantly regains consciousness as like before and transforms into a Super Saiyan 4 again, shocking Aiz. That's incredible, Oob states, with Gohan and the others stunned as well. Vegeta thanks Aiz for waiting so patiently, and now he'll show him what happens when he gets serious. You're gonna regret this. Aiz admits that this is a pretty strange looking transformation, and then the two of them begin round 2. Vegeta launches himself at Aiz and shows off some overwhelming power, sending Aiz flying with a single punch and with exceptional speed, absolutely blitzing him. Next, he takes aim and fires a final shine attack at his opponent. This attack engulfs Aiz and explodes, sending a shockwave across the battlefield, and as both the Z Fighters and the Frieza Force look on in shock, thinking that Aiz may have been obliterated, once the smoke clears, however, Aiz is still in one piece, but he severely underestimated Super Saiyan 4 Vegeta, saying that there's no way he's this strong. Even the Frieza soldiers seem worried at this point, but unfortunately for Vegeta and the rest, this is nowhere near the end of this encounter. Aiz descends back to the ground across from Vegeta with his face turning from anguish back to excitement, which throws Vegeta off. Frankly, I didn't think that you'd be this good, Aiz says, as then he admits that maybe it's time for him to get a little serious himself. Serious? Vegeta asks. Are you saying you haven't been serious up until now, with Aiz confirming? Vegeta doesn't believe him at all for some reason, but all of a sudden, Aiz's power takes a steep skyrocket. He begins to transform into this grotesque state as his body grows and morphs with horns sprouting out of his head. When he finishes, Aiz's new form looks identical to second form Frieza, but his power has gotten even more ridiculous. Even Vegeta is trembling now as Aiz undergoes his own power up, saying that he's gotten a little stronger himself, so please don't die too easily. It's at this point that Gohan realizes that they've waited too long. They should have listened to Piccolo and attacked Aiz all at once instead of listening to Vegeta. When Aiz goes for his first attack, his speed leaves Vegeta speechless as he disappears from sight. He rocks Vegeta and lifts him into the air with this attack. Then he starts speed blitzing Vegeta all over the place and absolutely overwhelming the Super Saiyan 4. Vegeta starts gaining his footing again and looks a little more even in the battle now, as he's been able to go a little more toe-to-toe with Aiz, but is still severely outmatched. Finally, Gohan, Goten, Oob, and Trunks decide that they need to try and help Vegeta now before he ends up dying, so Trunks gives Pan the Blitz Wave machine before calling Goten to fuse. Finally, we get to see adult Goten and Trunks undergo the fusion, which is something we've been waiting years for since the Dragon Ball Super superhero arc at this point in the manga, and they converge into Super Saiyan 3 Gotenks. Oob also powers up to his maximum strength and leaps into the battle with Gotenks. However, even with the two of them attacking at once, Aiz doesn't seem too worried. This is when Gohan turns to Pan, who's been contemplating this next move for the last few moments, as he tells her to fire the Blitz Wave gun at him. Pan pleads that if she does, it'll turn him into a grade 8, but Gohan tells her that it's necessary because he can't defeat Aiz the way he is now. It's an all or nothing gamble, but it's time for him to become a Super Saiyan 4 too. When Vegeta came to Earth, Gohan transformed into a grade 8, but he remembers hearing Krillin and his father's voices. Perhaps because of my Earthling blood, he goes on, I maybe have a higher chance of regaining my senses. Becoming a Super Saiyan 4 is a matter of transforming into a golden grade 8 and then coming to your senses again. So when I become an Uzaru, I want you to call out to me, he tells Pan. Your voice should definitely get through to me. So she agrees and gets ready to shoot him. When Gohan gets hit with the Blitz Wave machine, he undergoes the same transformation as Vegeta as he quickly sprouts a tail and transforms into a grade 8 on the battlefield. Even Aiz is taken aback by there all of a sudden being a grade 8 as Gohan starts flailing wildly and launching attacks in any which direction. This is when Pan yells out for her father to come back to his senses before he destroys everything around them, and possibly them included. However, just as he predicted, Gohan quickly regains consciousness and begins to return to his humanoid form. As everyone on the battlefield, Aiz, Vegeta, Pan, and the boys all watch in amazement, Gohan finally, and for the first time ever, transforms into a Super Saiyan 4. Now, while this may be an exciting moment for Pan, the rest of the Z Fighters, and Gohan himself, defeating Aiz as a Super Saiyan 4 is still a steep hill to climb, as we've seen by evidence of Vegeta, but Gohan is more than up for the challenge. And it even motivates Vegeta even more as well, so they all finally decide to fight together for the first time in this battle. Vegeta tells Gohan that he better not slow him down, as we now get to see Super Saiyan 4 Vegeta and Super Saiyan 4 Gohan for the first time fighting side by side, with this giving readers flashbacks to Raditz versus Goku and Vegeta before Oob and Gotenks enter the fray as well. And while they distract Aiz, Vegeta prepares a massive Big Bang attack that he launches from above. Aiz catches the attack though, trying to push it back again, but this time before he's able to deflect it, Oob launches his most powerful attack, and next to him, Gotenks as well, followed finally by Gohan, launching a full-powered Super Kamehameha to end the assault as they send Aiz spiraling into a flurry of attacks that can be seen from outer space even. Down in hell, Frieza and Piccolo are stunned that they might have actually done it. Without Goku, Super Saiyan 4 Vegeta and Super Saiyan 4 Gohan, along with the others, may have actually been able to defeat Aiz. Even Tien and Chaozu admit that they've never felt such a powerful ki before from the other side of the planet and wonder what the heck is going on over there. Back at the battlefield, Gohan and Vegeta seem to think that the battle is finally over as well, as the Frieza Force begins to panic too. However, out of the crater, the unthinkable happens. As the Z Fighters look on, even after their laddered attacks from all four of them together, Aiz steps out of the crater with barely a scratch on him, but he's clearly pissed off after that most recent attempt. He leaps out of the hole and gives them a smirk, amused by their power output, but it wasn't anywhere near enough. I've had enough fun, thank you, he says. I managed to work off some stress, so let me offer you a small present in return. I'll put you all out of your misery with my true form. It'll only take one instance, so you won't have to suffer, Aiz says. As Aiz confirms that he's not done with his transformations yet either, and he's been hiding even more power, beyond that of which a Super Saiyan 4 is able to combat. Did you say true form? Vegeta stumbles, as Aiz confirms that in the next chapter of Dragon Ball AF, the Z fighters will be beholden to the true power he's been suppressing this entire time, as he's just been humoring their attempts at overwhelming him this entire battle.